go then. Um, New podcast on the block, man. Straight up, that's what it is. That's what we doing. Um, I've been wanting to do a podcast, man. Honestly, for a little while, but let me pick the mic up. But honestly, I don't know. It was a little. It's been a little. You know, I wouldn't say it ain't trying. It ain't nothing like that deep. It's not deep, But life been just like, damn. What do I do next? You know what I'm saying? Um, And so that's why I ended up coming up with the podcast. I just been, I think I was inspired, bro. And even one time I was shooting a video, and I was talking to Mersey, bro, and he was telling me that he was like, bro, I think you should just start a podcast. So after talking to him like about that, I thought about it. I was like, bro, I mean, I actually do like that because I love to talk. I genuinely, I just do, and I'm a yapper, bro. So it's just like, I mean, shit. Might as well podcast niggas just come on here and talk. Niggas been saying that there should be tariffs on these though, but I'm not going, cause niggas get on a podcast, niggas get on the microphone and just say anything. So I don't know, but here we are, bro. Um, you are tuned in to the Mile High podcast, man. Mile High. I genuinely just came up with that name like 10 minutes ago, um, because I realized that I was about to start shooting and I didn't have a name yet for it. So I was like, damn, all the way to that point and just to feel like, but I very quickly just so happened to suggest Mile High, and that shit just went out the tongue smooth. So that's what we used, and that's what we went with. That's what we are. That's who we are. We are the Mile High podcast. Mile High podcast, yeah. So, a little introduction about me, the boy. Um, I am 23 years old. I come from a very, very country region called Whitakers, North Carolina, Swift Creek, North Carolina. Um, yeah, I'm kind of just like I wouldn't say I'm a country nigga, but I wouldn't say I'm a city nigga because now, at this point in life, I have moved to Raleigh. Um, I got a son, my little twin, Zah. He is 4 years old now. Um, I got a dog, Miko. I got a girlfriend, Morgan. Uh, I got some real, real cool friends that I don't call friends. They're my brothers for real. But I think we all could say we got a good set of those. I hope we can anyway. Because I know a lot of y'all just be like, fuck friends, no new friends, all of that. Um, yeah, and that's me. I also now I make music. I've been making music since I don't know how long. What's this? 2025. I've been making music since I want to say a long time. I've been making music a long time. Um, Wanted to get into music because when I was like 5 years old, my cousin, he was on BET, he was on 106 and Park. He had got real, real lit. He made a song, man. It was, and so I was like, holy, like, bro, this guy's on TV. I want to do the same thing, genuinely. So ever since that moment, I always like anything with rap. I just thought rapping was so cool, so I was fascinated. And then I just started doing my own at home. There's some videos on YouTube somewhere that like I just pray don't ever come up of like me rapping at a terribly young age, and it was buns. But um, it was that really got me into doing music, and so been doing that. And recently I had a little I don't know what you classify my age range as 23, but not a midlife crisis, but I guess fairly early life crisis. Um, had some stuff going on. I was just like, yo, I don't even know if I want to do music no more, bro. Um, but Big Jesus came through today. We ain't gotta deal with that stuff no more. And so before that though, I knew that I wanted to do the podcast. I didn't let that necessarily pull me down. But just the music part, I was just a little bit on the ropes with because I don't know, bro. Niggas you just don't know sometimes. But yeah, and that's pretty much me. Um, yeah, I always open like comment section. Comments are always open. my Instagram stories, Q&As, like more stuff that you want to know about me, I always open up Q&As because I mean I like to talk. So if you want to ask questions, bro, just ask. Like I give you whatever you ask for, bro. Question wise, that's it. And speaking of questions, I posted on my Instagram story because I told everybody that I was gonna do a Q&A. I was gonna do my podcast and I wanted to do a Q&A. And so people didn't disappoint. I would say that to say the least. Nobody disappointed with the Q&A. Really, really good questions in here. Though. Lord knows, really good questions. But then I also hit a couple of group chats, and that's where, yeah. So we're gonna do the Q&A. We're gonna do the Q&A, and again, we're just going. Also be able to get to know a little bit more about me with doing these, like say what kind of person I am. I'm an artist, but like I don't necessarily come on here to promote my music. This is not what this is for. This is just another way for me to like be creative and yeah, bro. That's all it is. Um, I don't even know what order these are in, and I know that there are more I gotta find also. So I'll do that. But the first question asked, and I feel like this is gonna be a repeat question. So if it is, I'll just say that then. Oh my God, there was a gnat in my cup. But yeah, they repeat. Oh well. First question was if you could collab with one artist for two songs with different vibe. Okay, now that is a little different. I do like that question. If you could collab with one artist for two songs with different vibes to it, who is it? If I could collab with one artist with different vibes, it's one, bro. But I got two that I would say. The first one I would have to go with like I would. Nah, I'll just give one. It'd probably be like Chris Brown. Cause that nigga can low key rap, bro. Like, I know niggas don't just be like, yo, cut that Chris Brown on, but you always somehow hear that song. Like, and so that would just I think Chris Brown, cause bro, he can rap his ass off and he can sing. Like, you can't beat it. Um, what's the inspiration behind my music? Okay, so that was like something I already explained when I was saying that Cuz was on BET on 106 in Park, and that was just you know what I'm saying. That was that for me. How nigga I wanted to be on BET. What's life like with the best girlfriend in the world? Life is pretty good with her. Nah, life's pretty good with her. She is my dog for sure. Absolutely. So, I mean, if you with somebody like that, I mean, hey, bro, it's you gonna enjoy it. I mean, everything got ups and downs, but you gonna enjoy that. Am I married? No, I'm not married. Not yet. But by the time y'all probably seeing this, one of my bros is married. So W him, man. W's in the chat, bro, for bro. Hey, when you see it, you'll know. But yeah. Um, what's the hardest thing about being me? Bro, the hardest thing about being me is my motivation, bro. Sometimes, like, if I go through a period of like not having paid, bro, and I mean, I low key think this is the case for a lot of dudes, though. If you go through a period of like not having paid, bro, like, who gonna be motivated to do anything? No matter if like somebody like, yo, bro, you want to come out and do this, like, hey, you good on me, bro. Like, you ain't gotta pay nothing. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, bro. Sometimes like that might be okay, but bro, after a while, as a dude, bro, you just like, bro, nah, bro, I'm good. Like, I don't want to go out on the means of like no other man, bro, or nobody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so that would be one of the hardest things about being me because there are some people who got less pride when it comes to that, but me, bro, I'm just not. I'm not that kind of person. I have a lot of pride when it comes to me and my finances. I mean, and again, I know that there are a lot of there are for sure some guys like that, and y'all would. I think that's something you can understand for sure, bro. But me personally, I think that that's the hardest. See, here we go. That's that's one of the hardest things about being me. Um, the next question I got was, have I ever fucked a fan? Um, my girlfriend a fan, bro. We're gonna leave it at that. Yeah. Genuinely, she is a fan, so yeah, for sure. Favorite producers that I've worked with. Favorite producers, bro. Heartbreak Honcho, and that's my real life cousin, bro. That's my twin, bro. I swear. I'll throw a picture of bro up on the screen. Y'all cannot tell me that's not a twin. But absolutely, bro, him for sure. Heartbreak Honcho. And bro, I gotta say Joel Venom, bro. And the reason I would say Venom is because when I first started making music, like I was always just YouTube type beats and all that type shit. But my senior year in high school, it was like 2019. And I got plugged with Joel Venom. And he was the first like real like you know what I'm saying person that really be in that be producing for the heavy hitters. Like he was one of the first ones, bro, for me as a young nigga. Like yo, like yeah, I could do you a studio session. It was also who he put me on with. Shout out Sleepy, man. It was also who he put me on with. Maybe he gave me a good deal, but I came through for some studio time, bro. And ever since then, I was like, yo, being a young nigga, like, coming up to Raleigh for the studio, like, bro, engineering my shit crazy, giving me good prices, like, nigga, what hell yeah, this bro, I'm gonna fuck with you. So that is one reason I would say Venom. And then ever since then, bro, like every time, like he's just been like a nigga in my ear, like that you just always hear about. Um, like his proof in the pudding, bro. His work ethic, like absolutely. As an artist, I got a feature from him one time. Like, bro, he like a jack of all trades, and so to have somebody like that, like this, that could, I won't say in your circle, but that you could be affiliated with is, bro. And then you hear his other stuff that doesn't contain you and is good. Like, that's one of my favorite producers for sure that I've worked with. Um, let's see here. All right. Somebody asked, how is it just having lyrics flow off the brain like you be doing? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Lyrics don't always just flow off the brain. Like, I mean, when you hear it, like that's the whole song. So obviously it's already put together and composed, but the lyrics don't always just be flowing like that, bro. I swear. I'm glad that I make it look like that. I'm glad that it sound like that, but it don't. But I will say, because the question was how is it? When you in that mode, bro, when you in a stew, and you get one of them spells where like, yo, you could finish a whole song from the first time you hear the beat, like 15 minutes later, song done. That's an amazing feeling, bro. Like genuinely. And when you in flows like that, it's so easy to like continue to make more and more, like in that same night or that same session. It's an amazing feeling. It's just like anything else. Like if somebody build houses, the average time to build a house in this analogy is like 3 days. And there's just this one nigga, bro, that like, hey, everybody might not know about him, but hey, I'm looking at this nigga build houses. It's only taking this nigga a day and a half. Like, how you doing that? So I mean, hey, that's the each his own, bro. Don't know how I got there. But next question was, okay, if there was a purge, what's the first thing you doing? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Recently, and this is gonna, I mean, no, I don't care. Recently, I have been like really, really, really drawn a little closer to God, And so I say it and all of that to say, like, I would feel bad for being able to, I guess, properly participate in a purge. My first instinct wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna go kill this person or, nothing like that. But I would wanna like, I don't know, bro. It's either just one or two. It just depends on how I'm feeling that night. Like, if I'm just like, yo, I'm just trying to be safe. I'm just trying to play it cool. I'm just trying to make it out of the purge. Or if I'm like, bro, I'm willing to go risk it for this Hellcat or something. Like, or I'm willing to go risk it for this Durango. Like, I'm gonna go grab me one off the lot because maybe it's not considered stealing during the purge. Who knows? But I don't know, bro. It just depends on what I feel like doing. I would I would really just like number one make sure my people straight like, and after that maybe it's free game. Like I said, just depending on how I'm feeling. Has there ever been an incident where death could have been the outcome? Yes, absolutely. Some funny, bro. Some not necessarily. But I'll say for the plot, I'll say like maybe a funny one. Or it maybe could have been kind of funny like after the fact, but absolutely wasn't in the. But I would say, bro, like, okay, I was driving my car in the snow. Um, well, like it had started to snow after I was driving. I'm not gonna say like it was snowing. I just took my shit for a spin because I didn't. But I was driving and it started to snow, bro, and it got like really bad. And I was like, yo, I'm kind of close to my destination. So maybe I can just go ahead and make it because I'm about to pull over. It's snowing for the whole weekend, and it don't really snow like down in Rocky Mount area, or I don't know because I mean it snowed once since I've been in Raleigh, and I've only been here like not even a year yet. But it don't really snow a lot in Rocky Mountains, and when it does, like it sticks, bro, quick because it just be cold. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm almost there, less than 5 minutes away. I get to the intersection and I'm stopped at the stoplight. And I'm just like, bro, I just don't have a good feeling about this, bro. I really don't. And light turned green, and so I accelerate to start going over the intersection. And my car just spin out in the ice, and this lady, bro, was just coming towards me. She was doing like 50, and she didn't stop. Well, she maybe tried to, but she ended up smacking me, bro, like smacking the shit out of my V. And I was just like, damn, like, bro, it was, after the fact, it was funny because a lot of shit that went into it, but yeah, that's one of them. Maybe later on, I feel like that's gonna be a question that might end up coming back, and maybe I'll get into some like other reasons. But as of now, that'll be it. Um, how does it feel when you meet a stranger that knows you as De Niro Mias? That's good. Okay, so one instance that I can think of was I was at the OIC and I was hooping. This was maybe like 2021 or this was like 2022, maybe 21. I don't know, one of those. And yeah, bro, I was out there hooping, and bro came up to me. He was like, "Yo, you De Niro, ain't you?" Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like being that was my first time. That was the first time actually. Being that was the first time that happened. And I'm in the OIC, bro. Yo, in Rocky Mount like that, like, and a nigga come up asking me that. I'm not gonna lie, I was on guard, cause like, what, nigga, what? Like, nigga, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? So but bro, he ended up telling me that he actually happened to be a fan of the music, bro. He fucked with the music and shit. And he had followed me and he been fucking with my recent shit. And I was just like, damn, that's cool, bro. Cause again, like before that point, that had never happened. And so it was just cool because it kind of like, yo, damn, imagine like one day, niggas just go out somewhere, grocery shopping or whatever, and it's hella niggas doing that same thing because they spotted you. After a while, I could imagine that would get tiring, but like in the moment, it was cool, About to go to hell. Um, okay, here's it. Like, what caused you to fall in love with music? I already like kind of explained that part a little bit, so I'm not gonna like redo that. But yeah, shout out Big Cuz. Um, where did I get my influence from the art? Same question. Has my son inspired me? That's a good one, bro. It really is. That's a good one. I would say Zaire has inspired me, bro. Um, Definitely. But as far as like how he's inspired me, bro, he genuinely inspired me. I know this might be like a cliche dad answer when being asked about a kid, but this is like just genuine. He inspired me because of the fact that like especially people in my generation, we kind of like had that saying like, bro, like life just so hard, bro, and like I didn't be asked to be here, and it may just like not be enough help or whatever the case is, and so being somebody that ain't necessarily like financially got everything together right now, all in its best form, um, it's like, yo, bro, really is dependent on me to have my shit together. Um, I feel like, yo, hey, I wish everybody like didn't have to work. I wish that like life was just being able to be maintained by like maybe just doing other things, productive things. I don't know what that could be, but just something to where it wouldn't cause mental stress that a job can. And I realized that there's gonna be a point in time, bro, where my boy is gonna be grown up. And so I just want to make his situation something that I know would have made my situation a lot better or a lot like less hassle. To be completely honest, I think that would be like the way that he's inspired me. Now, as far as creatively, like, bro, my son's smart as shit. Like, genuinely, like, I play my music, bro, and he's like he knows it's my music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he be dancing and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Like, and obviously he's a little kid, bro. They're gonna like dance to everything, like rhythmic. But I don't know, bro. I think that that's just like my my thing of how he's inspired me. I just, um, how do okay? How do I take life's issues and convert them into art? That's a good one. Um, I would say what life's issues making it art. Okay, so just pretty much like how do you turn pain to passion? Like how do you essentially? So I would just say I do that, bro, because a lot of times if you were like a creative of anything or a creator of anything, a lot of times like you find yourself being more creative when you are like stressed out or like when you're ready to use what you do to create as device to feel a little bit better. Um, and so that's what I would do. But like being that every single time I felt some type of way, like I couldn't just immediately hop in the studio. I might be at work or who I might have been at school or whatever the case may be, or I just might not have been where my stew is. I just would start writing sometimes, and they just keep stacking up. And so, as time is going and as things are like stacking up, um, you just start writing more and more and more, and that's when you get products from me like pain in a leaf, like all that pain being turned into my art. The same way that painters, artists, like just make all of these different genres of pain because that's just what they feel. So I feel like the same way you can be happy and go make a happy, upbeat drill, mosh pit song is the same way you can do when you're not feeling happy and when you feel pain or when you feeling down bad or whatever, and just turn that shit into art. Um, artists that I would work with. Artists that I would work with, I'm gonna do like not. I'm not gonna go through every artist in the world, but I will do like maybe two people that's like lit, and then two people that's like on the come up or on the rise. Two people that's already popping that I would do a song with. I would say, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. Meek Mill is the first because Meek Mill my favorite artist. I don't care what you say about all this bogus. I don't care. I promise. I've heard it all already. Um, Meet Mill, absolutely. And then I think I would probably go somebody who's a little more like melodic or maybe like R&B. And so, but then again, I don't know. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I think it will either it's a T1 top between like Nims and Central C because I really do fuck with like the UK artists, bro. And so I think it would have to be like either one of them. But if I had to choose between them, it might be Nims. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but yeah, I definitely think that it would be between those two. So in my notes here, I don't have the like all of the rest of the questions. There's not too many more, but I got a couple of these, and so I'm gonna run through some of these. Bro asked who had the biggest impact on my life growing up. Uh, that's a good one. I don't know because like I grew up in a two-parent household, so like both my parents was present. So it's not like I was actively trying to like look on to somebody or like cling on to somebody for like that, a potential void or anything. Um, but I would now that I think about it, I went into that too deep. My grandma, bro, had the biggest impact on my life, and I hate to be one of them niggas, but genuinely, bro, I think my grandma definitely had the biggest impact on my life because, like, I don't know, bro. You just know, bro, how grandmas are. Like, grandmas, bro, are just grandmas, bro. Like, you can't replicate that. And so, genuinely, and thank God my grandma's still here and everything, not, but my grandma, my mom's mom. Obviously, I love my dad's mom to death, but it's just as far as the biggest impact, it would definitely have to be my mom's mom, for sure. Um, what's the goal for this year? Well, being that we're already halfway through the year, one goal for the year that I definitely had was trying to figure out how to be more creative and how to be more consistent. Um, because I don't necessarily try to go on breaks where like I'm trying to build up like 2 years anticipation like I'm some already mainstream artist. Like no, I don't necessarily do that, but those were definitely the goals: being more consistent and being more creative. And bro, with this podcast, I'm doing exactly that, bro. I'm doing exactly that. And these, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm not even going. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to keep talking y'all head off about other things, but we in there. Trust that. Um, excuse me. Another bro asked. He said, if you had to choose between living without a cell phone for a year or always have to call people instead of texting, easy. I'm gonna have to call. Bro, we can't live without our cell phones, and I know like some people might be like, that's the problem, but no, like literally everything has been set up for us to live with our cell phones. Like, I just recently got a new job, and all of our communication from our job goes through the cell phone. It's unavoidable, bro. Like, and even if it's not a cell phone, like you could always just get an iPad, bro. Like with service on it. Yeah, it might be a little bit big to carry, inconvenient, but there's always an alternative. So, but it would have to just be calling people. Cause I don't mind calling people, bro. Sometimes I don't feel like waiting on the text back because bro, I just need to know some information real quick, and I gotta wait a day for it because you just didn't see it. You've been working, and I don't want. It's no need. I'll go ahead and call you right quick. Um, I hate this nigga Mo, bro. Who is the greatest athlete of all time? Bron. No glaze, bro. I'm not one of them, I swear, but like it's Bron, bro. And I would have a hard. It's a hard. I don't have a hard time debating that, but there's no reason to debate that. I would not. There's no. I will not debate that. There's no need. UNC versus Duke. Yeah, bro. Being that we are based right here in North Carolina, I always grew up a Tar Heel, man. I really did. And it's funny because I just wonder, like, sometimes how that works. Like, what does a family household look like of people who grew up, like, go Duke? Like, how does that household look? I don't know. But I think it's, I don't know. Maybe some alternative style of living. I don't know. Maybe mental illness. I don't know. But to each his own, bro. No judgment here. I said that I was, hey, to y'all boys from the chat watcher, I said that I wasn't gonna skip no questions, but I'm not reading that one, Mo. That's not happening. Um, Somebody said that you got to kill somebody, but you can't use a gun. What weapon are you using and why? Um, I don't know, bro. In that case, I would love to believe that that's for self defense too. Um, Absolutely. But if I can't use a gun, what would I use? If it's a self defense situation, I'm gonna use whatever I can get to. I'm not gonna lie. Like somebody breaking my crib and I'm in here sleeping or whatever I can get to, bro. I'm not gonna lie because you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Um, and then I think the last question that I had, I'm not even gonna answer this. The last question was, what's the craziest shit that you've done in life that's illegal? Is that not like, bro? Bless you, bro. I think that's ridiculous, bro. So I don't know. I'm not no criminal though, bro. It's nothing like that. But yeah, no need for all that funny business, bro. Ain't no need. But I think those are all of the questions I have. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna just look really really quick. Okay, these are the last two because these are actually really good. Um, Bro asked, what's been your biggest challenge with your art or in life in general? I'll just give both really quickly. My biggest challenge with art is when I'm really like mentally motivated to like, yo, I just have a feeling or urge. I want to get in the stew. But then when I get in there and can't do anything, bro, like I have writer's block or some bogus like that. Like, I don't know, bro. Sometimes I go through the really biggest writer's block. And I don't know, bro. I can't get off. Like, and so that is a big, big challenge that I be having, bro, with art. Well, life in general, what has been my biggest challenge, with life, bro, I would say in 2020, I moved out of my parents' house. And in 2021, I was right back. And so adjusting to life after I moved out and then right back in, adjusting to everything that life was throwing at me at that moment, um, it was bad news. And then on the other side of that, I would either say it would have to be losing one of my bros to gunfire, bro. I would have to say it would be either one of those two. Um, and I've lost an actual like blood brother, but I was a lot younger and I didn't really like fully understand the concept. But like I knew like when somebody was dying, like or somebody died that they died, but it was just truly hard for me to maybe like feel all of the same things that I would have felt if had it happened in today's time for sure. Um, but yeah, losing bro to gunfire, bro, for sure. Because I had just graduated high school, nigga. Like life feeling like prime right now. Like everybody that I got in my circle, everything that we doing, we finna go up. And then for one of the biggest like niggas in your corner, like a nigga that was older than you, but like he invested in everything you doing, your music. Um, he's just truly investing in your music. And that was at that point, 16, 17 years old, bro. That was what meant the most to me in life. Um, and so, yeah, to have that, like that older brother that you really didn't have because your other older brother, moved to New York as a younger right after he graduated high school, and then your other brother died. You know what I'm saying? So that was somebody. And now that I think about it, that other question, I wouldn't say the biggest impact, but Namir Bro definitely had a very big impact for sure. I won't lie. And maybe that's certain things that you don't realize until it's somebody who was there is like gone. Because when he was here, I don't think that I thought of him like that. I don't think I thought of it like that. But maybe that's the case. Maybe it's that. But I would say that it was either of those two. And the last question of the Q&A, and this has been a really long Q&A, I tell you that much, boy. Last question of the Q&A is, what states or countries would you hit on a tour and why? One country that I would love to hit on tour is a place that I don't usually see on a lot of tourists or a lot of tourists, on a lot of artists like tour dates. It's like the Bahamas, bro. Or maybe like Aruba or like Curacao. And the reason I say those destinations is funny. The reason I say those destinations is because I've been on cruises there and done like excursions, bro. And that is just some of the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful landscape of all. Like, and so to do be like, just imagine as an artist now, like if you've, especially if you've ever gone there, imagine just being up on this like ginormous stage where you have like one of the best views, and then the people who are like watching the show also have one of the best views. Like, bro, like you just those are things that you can make up and you can also like envision. And so any one of those like tropical places in the states, man, I would love to do a show in like Maryland or like even DC, even though DC's not a state, but Maryland, New York, uh, Pennsylvania, bro, everywhere. I would love to do a state. I'm tripping. I would definitely love to do a state in a tour or a show in every state. Honestly, um, because why not, bro? Like being able to do a tour in every state. Like there's this YouTuber I watch. His name is Ryan Trahan, and right now, or maybe it's actually over now. He's doing like 50 states in 50 days, raising money for like St. Jude, bro. Him and his girl or his wife, I'm sorry. And it's one of the like coolest things ever, bro. Watching those videos every day, like it's goated content, I swear. And so, like seeing a lot of the things that he's seeing like that, and I understand that like every area in those states, like I wouldn't be there, but just being able to see every state because I've always been like I'm the like the type. My family is all on the East Coast, and so only time I ever go opposite of the East Coast is when I'm like, you know. I might go on a cruise. I'm going to Florida. I took a trip taking a trip to Atlanta. Um, but it's always just been on I might be passing through, or I might just be going to another direction, but like stopping there and enjoying those states like on tour, I think would be amazing, bro. And just being able to say that I've been to 50 states. I ain't never seen nobody did a show in Alaska. I don't know. I've never seen that on nobody's tour dates though. I don't see Hawaii as a tour date, but I would love to do shows like, bro, imagine a show in Hawaii, like genuinely. So anywhere, bro, put me there, and I will do it. Um, One of the last things though that I did want to talk about was like my music background because like I said, I mean this is more so just the introductory episode, and so I won't be like always on my music every single like episode that I do unless somebody asks me something about it that they don't know that maybe I've already talked about, but just I'm not just gonna be that kind of guy, and this ain't gonna be that. But with my music background, bro, I've done some pretty cool things, I will say, with my music. Absolutely. Um, let's see. I have done a couple of showcases for my boy Kaz over with Black Infinite and Rocky Mountain. Those were really cool because like one of them, he had this like it wasn't just generic. Okay, boom, you come and buy a ticket. But one time it was for Back on the Block. I remember he had it to where he had the link tree set up, and for every artist that like bought, um, for every artist or for all of the people who were coming to see that artist, you would buy tickets under that artist's name instead of like just buying general admission ticket or anything else or buying it off of somebody. It was, yo, you want to buy a ticket, you want to come, okay, if you want to go and you coming to support this artist, boom. And so he gave everybody 10 tickets to sell. I don't remember exactly how many people there were, but we did that, and I was able to sell like, all of the tickets that had been allocated for my name. And it was just really cool to do that, bro, because certain things, it's like, yo, you feel like, damn, I'm not gonna say I'm doing this for no reason, but sometimes you truly don't realize, bro, the support you got. And then other times, moments like that are just nothing but a reminder of the support that you don't have. And so that's why, genuinely, when it comes to stuff like that, I feel for certain people, and I also understand certain people because I'm kind of the same way. Sometimes you realize that you don't have the support that you thought you had, but at the same time, the support like that you thought you had, you've already got somebody filling that void, but it's just something that you haven't discovered yet, or something that your eyes have not laid themselves upon, you know? And so that is, bro, genuinely, I think that is kind of what rebounds that. But I think that's one of the coolest things I've done. Um, Let me see areas that I have performed in, and this is like not written down anymore. But areas that I have performed in, I performed in Charlotte. It was like a open mic thing, but just to perform in Charlotte was cool. I have performed in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Like I'm not from there. Rocky Mount, Raleigh. Uh, I feel like there are more places that I'm missing, but like a lot of bro, I wouldn't even say underground, but as somebody that's not really popping yet, bro, like I mean there are a lot of open mics everywhere, but options are kind of limited when you're not looking to go other places to specifically do that. But I performed a lot. I will say that I had really good experience, bro. So if you want to book me for your wedding or uh, your divorce party or whatever, bro, book me. Like I'm here. or even for your kid birthday, bro. Me and my son will come and turn it up. But yeah, I actually go back since I'm doing my music background now. As far as how long I've been doing it, I have been doing music since that I can remember was fourth grade, and in fourth grade I was 9 years old. So that would make 14 years. I don't know why it took me that long to do that math, but 14 years I've been doing music, and that's so crazy to say because I no, it's not crazy because it's just been a passion of mine, bro. Uh, but I low key think that might be it for the introduction episode. Yeah, or for the introduction episode, introductory. The pilot episode? There we go. This might be it for the pilot episode though. I just wanted to introduce myself in this space, in this light, because you're gonna see a lot more. Um, and I just at least want you to know who you're gonna see. Um, I do appreciate y'all for tuning in though. Um, New music will be coming soon. Maybe I'll already have it dropped by the time I decide to drop this episode. But if I do, it'll be like right here somewhere in the camera. Maybe right here. Yeah. Maybe it's not there. Who knows? But with that being said, I truly do appreciate y'all for tuning in. I want to have guests. Um, if you're an interesting person, bro, like not don't come on expecting me to interview style you because this isn't interviews. Um, if you want to be a part of the podcast, if you want to be on, um, you can be associated with a brand or not. You can be a creative person or not. If you want to come up here and debate, let's do it. Um, the floor is open, bro. So I appreciate you for tuning in. I really do. I thank you. Um, and I want to kind of get to a point where I'm dropping these weekly. So just be in the know, man. Just stay in the loop. Just keep supporting the boy. I keep supporting you. Thank you. And good night, America.